Welcome back to Cities Skylines. JC here, and Chipmunk, who's about to disappear.
Watch it, folks. Yes, I've got to go and check on our air plant.
Check on our plant.
Back in a moment.
Yes. So, we were continuing to pass time, which we did an awful lot of last time as well, so that we can get this zone finished, and eventually I will rename the zone to not Lake Zone, because there is no lake here. There will never be a lake here. This is Farming Zone. I've reserved that space there for another recycling centre. And yeah, we're just trying to gather up enough money, because this industry zone will cost well, we don't quite have enough to put it in, but it's 18,000 to put it in, which is nice. I don't need the garbage. Oh, thank you. I do need natural resources. So yeah, we can put some of the early stuff here, but right in the back here is where we want to put the farms. The producers need to be up here in this back section, and then the processing plants can be more in the front. Something like that. And basically have a road coming off of this one here, and just sort of, I would say arc through the middle of there, but I actually want to arc across the top of the fertile zone so that I can put short little runs in to minimise my loss of the high fertility area in the upper part of the zone. That was very technical, fancy words for I'm going to run a road along the top of it. So we select our roads. This is going to be the kind of the hub of it. So I'm going to go in with our first set of 2-lane roads. Or, what is that? That's a speed of 50. If I go for the speed of 40. Because I was going to do an asymmetrical road, which I don't have access to. 3-lane. Yeah, that's the asymmetric, and we don't have enough people for it, so scrap that idea. I'll just put in a 2. I could put in a small block of that. Let's just put in this road here. No, I don't need to upgrade it. I need to build it. Build it. Like that, I think.
You're putting industrial roads in then?
Yes, I am putting in the industrial road. I want to be able to. Oh, thank God for that! I can have the overlay as well. So I want to avoid putting this large 2-lane road, which is the backbone. As I was saying, this will be the backbone.
Yeah, I was listening.
Yeah, you were listening, but.
Yep.
So I want to avoid plonking it straight through the middle of here, because you can see how much room that's going to take up. So I need to go along the top. And maybe just connect about there.
Come out there. Arc. Follow that.
Let's go freeform. Like
there.
Like that. I know this is costing a lot of money, but we need to put it in. That'll go right along the top edge there. How much further do you reckon?
I don't think you need to go any further than you got at the moment.
Okay. Then we go.
You can always put a very small little.
Then we downgrade to this. As you can see, this is much better for.
Yes.
Filling in. So we need to go, I'd say.
Your processing area can go off a spur nearer the main road.
That should be good.
Put that one in there.
That would be where we plug in the producers.
Yep. And
So they then come onto the main road and then come off again into this area here.
Which is the processing.
Which means I need another one of these. I can stick
There.
there.
Yep.
I mean, it's a massive grate. Right, I can now turn this overlay off. There we go. Right, what I need to do is I need to turn the zoning. What are you commenting on now?
Oh, so I was just looking at the size of that road.
Well, it's 2 lanes.
Ah, it's dual carriageway.
Yes, it's dual carriageway all the way up.
Okay.
I will need to upgrade this road.
Yeah, because you go from dual carriageway to...
Very tiny road.
Yes.
Unless I go and bite the bullet and dual carriageway the entire... Oh.
No.
I can't.
No. Yeah, no.
Right, what I'm going
You
to do
don't
is
need
I'm
to
going
at
to
the
take
moment.
that road there. I'm actually going to... Game, why? It automatically changed this to not be standard, and now we have a huge problem because it's been a complete dumbass. Why, game? Why would you do this? Mentally retarded piece of scrap. -9. Okay. Well, I can't put that there, but I can put it there. So it's going to have to be a really short drop.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not exactly actually much of a drop because that's just almost an actual fact going straight because the land raises up. But yeah, why did you have to remember every single time to pick the normal unmodified road? Cannot upgrade, and that's already in as that type, and then we click there. Right, this shouldn't screw it up because it's an unmodified type. There we go.
Let's upgraded that road.
There's nothing on there. You can all go away. Shoe pest. There you go, fixed it.
Right.
Right. We've still got enough to actually put in the main building.
Right, so the main building is...
That's just going to get me every time. It's just this. Just. But it is basically the equivalent of just driving up to a brick wall and just going straight through. It's because this one's more flat and this one's low. The ground is at different levels. Fine, just deal with it. Now then, industry. Here is the main farming building. I reckon. Oh, there. Right at the very start.
Yep.
It is on the dual carriageway though. Otherwise it'd be in here. But I kind of want that for the processing buildings to come later.
Yes, so put it where it was.
Yeah, you go. There we go. Right. Now what we've done is we've unlocked the small... Can you... What is... Oh, hey... Stop it.
Ah, yeah, I can ask.
We now have
Small
grain silo, small animal pasture, a small crop field, and a small fruit field. Okay.
You can choose what type of...
Which overlay is this? Because this is... I don't need to know that every single time. Thank you. It's like, oh, look, extractor buildings, and then processing, and then unique, and then, look, money. Okay. Since when does a small field cost $5,000 to put in? Or units of monetary value? 5,000 to till a field?
Yes.
Obviously, we're doing something wrong in reality. Good God. And we don't have any processors yet, because we just need to put stuff in. So I also need to do some other things first as well.
Ah. What I suggest you do is you don't follow the road, follow the maximum, yeah, put it through where you're going to get the maximum capacity out of it.
Yes. Not really going to be putting anything along that top section there anyway, so
No.
There we go.
That's it.
And then Zileki. Electricery.
You're just going to have to put a pylon in, aren't you?
Like that. Because nothing's going to go on there, because that's the up part of a road. So that's the perfect connection between these two.
Yep.
Yeah! And then obviously if I place some more stuff in here, it'll connect. But if I place what I'm planning to do over here, well, yeah. I'll need that overlay again. I don't know, all of this section is good. Processing.
It's still complaining.
Of course it is, it's on pause.
Ah.
I'd have to do that first. There you go, it's happy now.
Right.
We have to just wait for some more money to come in. Then I need to put in, obviously...
The fields.
Okay, so that produces animal goods, but that requires crops. Yeah, so we have to start with crops. Either crops or fruit. Both do the same thing. They produce the same unit, which is... I can't move the mouse.
Yeah.
For that one. That little green block is crops, which this one requires to turn into meat.
Let me check something. Water, that uses 400 meters per cubic meters a week. Go on to the other one, and that requires
400.
They're both the same.
400. It's because they're small.
They're all they're all the same. It's not one is less than the other.
No. It's like a farm fence. How quaint. Grain silo. We are going to need some grain silos. But, yeah, that would you believe it? A small grain silo costs more than an entire field.
Yes.
Do what?
And it needs lecky.
What crack are you on, game?
And water.
80.
Yes.
Requires it. It doesn't require more than the field, obviously.
Obviously.
But it is literally like, what crack are you on? Right, are we going to go for crops or fruit? I mean, at this point, it's more sort of what it looks like than anything else, I think.
Go for fruit then.
We'll have some... Oh, you've got to be shitting me.
Oh, I know why it doesn't want to go further up.
Why?
That way round.
It's the road.
Because you've got a gap in the blocks.
Yeah, it's because they're too close. It doesn't care about the blocks.
Oh.
That's only for zoning. No, it's because these are at two slightly different angles.
You've got to go on the
And that's a small.
left. Yes, you've got to go on the left.
Or
end.
I could, alternatively, go. I think. Oh, that works, doesn't it? No, that one doesn't work. That's not the. Does not have the proper tree. There is a way of doing it, so you can actually just force it. But you know what? Okay, we can put a grain silo there or something. I don't know. Budging though. There you go. That's inside. Yeah, that's inside the zone.
Yep.
Oh, we've got a greenhouse.
Greenhouse.
We've got a greenhouse. We can have apples, oranges.
or pears. Apples.
Even though we can't produce it, we're gonna be making some cider with the spare apples, you know, on the side.
Right, so we've got our...
Wow, they're already crating them up.
Blimey. So, storage...
So we got to click over... No. I know what we need to do. We need to click on this one. So at the moment we've just got crops that are just going to be output. To reach the next level, we need to produce units and we need 150 workers. We've got 22. So we need to put in enough stuff. This takes 20 workers. We need to put in enough stuff to get 150.
Blimey.
Yep. Because everything else, I mean, that's level 3. What about, is there any processing? That's large. There you go, a flour mill requires a level 2. And that's the first processing facility.
But then you don't get that with fruit anyway. A cattle shed, keep going.
It's just crops, so it'll run on the fruit. It's just being abstracted into crops.
Okay.
That's level 3. We get the cattle shed at level 2. Flour mill at level 2. Slaughterhouse level 4. They're upgraded. And there's large grain. Small barn level 2. Raw materials. Crops.
Placed outside
Storage
the industry
building
area.
storage building can be placed outside, whereas this one has to be placed. Oh, this storage building can be placed outside. A simple grain silo used for storing farming industry raw materials, crops. So it's cosmetic.
So what's the next one over?
A large barn.
A large barn.
Oh. Yeah, the phone just went off and I can pick up these things. Because I are good at hearing. Work efficiency of working buildings in the area. Okay. Basically, we're still just passing time while I just look at these. Maintenance, small, medium, and large crops. Small, medium, and large fields. Small, medium, and large pastures. No, small and large pastures. My bad. Then you have the flour mill, the cattle shed. Nothing that actually end uses. Oh wait, no, that would be. We've got warehouses. And we have unique factories. Eventually that would be furniture. There you go, bakery requires a level 2 farming area. That's an important one, because then that allows you to have an end good. Unique factories can be placed outside industry areas. Yeah. Okay. But so everything is hinging on level 2 to actually be able to go all the way through and have an output.
I did notice from that graphic that the front doesn't seem to have additional processing.
Crop.
Any crop. Okay.
It is crop. I just said it produces crops.
Okay.
Here it is. That symbol is crops. It is just crops.
They don't care.
It abstracts fruit or crops. It just abstracts it. It's just a visual thing. So what I do need to do is I do need to put a silo in there, because as you can see, it's only got 5 trucks and it's currently got all those trucks in use. So what we need to do is we need to put in a silo. Sort of. Come on.
Stick anywhere.
Excuse me 1 moment. Oh. You get up to here, you can be on both sides. From this point on, you're not allowed to zone on there. Don't want you zoning on there. Because it's getting in the way of what I want to do. There we go. That's what I wanted. We'll put it about there.
Yep.
Right. We've now notice they can just take that, dump it into there. This thing has 12 trucks.
Yep.
That has 5.
Okay.
And those 5 have to go all the way off the map to sell it off, because at the moment we're just selling it.
Right. Can you move that?
Why do you need power?
That's what I was going to say. Move it near the farm, the main farm building, if you can get it there.
Well, there's another 3,750 down the drain. Thank you. And do you know what that's done? Absolutely
Near
nothing.
the farm building, not the field.
Why would it be near the farm building?
It gets lecky.
There's no... But then it's on your carriageway.
Right.
It's like... No. I don't even know why it needs electricity. It's a freaking field. It's like... Excuse me, sir. Why do you require power when you're just a storage facility? Reasons. It's fine. When we put a building in here, I can get rid of that.
Yes.
That'll be like a flour mill or something in there. So, yeah, we've got this really high demand for people.
Nowhere to put them.
It's going to have to come off of here. It's going to have to be 2 junctions right next to each other. Just no other way of doing it.
Yep.
To get into here.
And that wants to be in. That can maybe be a little road, can't
Be
it?
this one. Roads. Oh, that one. About there, I guess.
Yeah, off there then.
Like that. Shouldn't really have junctions so close to each other, but needs must.
Right down the middle. Oh yes, because we have to come slightly this side, don't we? Because of the pollution.
That should be good.
We're not bothered about putting houses on the lower side of that road, are we?
Not so much. We've done it on the other side. So as we go.
Hang on. We put.
Stopped giving a shite. There we go, like that. straight through.
The middles.
Not enough money. Straight up to about there should do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that, we're losing money.
Oh dear. I say, how about leaving that road and concentrating on getting some people in the other end?
Right, everything up to the crossover bridge is good.
Right.
So you should be able to pick up power from there.
Mm-hmm.
So, zoning, housing. You know what? Said I was going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Okay. You've zoned it.
It's now a district. It's now 2 different districts. Because right click deletes.
That's it. Briarwood Heights. It's done it.
Let's not have it on the motorway. Not a very accurate system, is it?
No.
It does at least snap to the road. Which is nice, but it also then unsnaps from the road at the moment's notice. Right, there you go. That can be renamed. Come out of there. We click there. Themes. Enable the theme manager. I would like that
European suburbia.
There we go.
Oh.
And smoke detectors, that's fine.
Yep.
Right. That now means that everybody growing up in here will use a certain style. That's all that does. We don't want anybody on there, but we can say...
Yeah, there. The noise will be an issue.
Yeah.
And the pollution the other side.
So we're just going to go, hey, you guys can go in there.
Can you do that?
I'll leave the trees, but when we get to about here, full block, yeah. So we'll do that. Because I'll upgrade that with sound barriers, and that should help a little.
Can you overlay the pollution map on that?
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
They're fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
They skirt it along here, and if we carry that straight forwards or slightly up, we'll be fine.
We have both sides.
Noise will still get them, because that travels slightly further, but...
Noise won't make you... Well, I say noise will make you ill, but yeah.
Not as much as having ground pollution.
Yes.
Right. Go. Here. Housing. And look, this housing is really, really good for these people over here, working over here, because they can just walk clean across the road.
Just for the farmers.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to come in real quick. And last time I looked, that wasn't Europe. Is that European? Okay, that's some.
Yes, that's European.
Oh, yeah, it's European. Cool. European style. So, as you can see, some of these random buildings, yeah, that's not European style. We don't do weird shapes like that. All that. Yeah, some of these that popped in are European style. Because these ones are just being picked up completely at random.
You notice all the roof colours at the moment are very, very similar.
Yeah. That's a real nice back garden, that one.
Backs onto Sheffield Highway.
Yeah. Lovely. Lovely. Right, we've got some more money in, so we need to drag this. Right.
Yep.
The row is now good. Quick slap of that. There we go. Leave that. Place. Like that. Because that's to do with... Unless I just actually put a small set of houses in there. You can just walk straight past the houses.
Look down their back gardens.
Well, look how high that bridge is compared to everything else. I mean, at some point, yeah, I should really sort of do...
You should drop...
If I get rid of that...
Drop that down.
I can.
Ah!
Oh yeah, that is possible. What I would need to do is I need to go into... There. Paths. Pick that path.
Depends whether you can get it down or not.
We'll come. That's about the right height. Put it to there.
Well, if it's not, you can do a, let's say, a bridge up to it, and then delete.
Oh! It might need to be a little bit higher. That's less a ramp, more a set of stairs.
That's all right. If they'll use it, they'll use it. Sod it.
Well, at least when you pick this one, it's got those lines on it, so it actually does look like a set of stairs.
Yes.
They'll use it. It's just a set of. It's a stair. It is stairs. It's stairs. That's a ramp. So you go ramp, turn the corner, and then it was a set of stairs.
You could always extend that bridge down towards the road and lift the whole lot up. It's like you lessen the steepness of that ramp as you go across.
Huh?
Without standing there and pointing at the screen.
Basically
Take the whole lot out. Right, now start the ramp up to there.
2, 3, 4,
5. So, no, come out. More. Up and one more. Okay, and see how that compares to your other one. Get straight. Go down. Right, on the end of the one you've just put in.
Yes.
Drop. Can you drop that one down by 1?
Not without deleting it.
Okay, that'll be as it is.
Look. I want that.
Right.
So that was.
That's the same height.
So you only want it to go up 3.
Yep. So you go to there. Go up 3. Then you do another one, linking that one to that one.
There you go.
Yep. It's a bit better. Whoa.
Good enough. Fuck it. I'm done. There. Now the people from here have a foot access to here and into here.
Yep.
There's an awful lot of. You see, there's a lot of parked cars around here, but nowhere really else. It's almost like they parked their cars and then just walked across.
They probably have.
Yep. So, now then, hey, we finally put the start of the agricultural area, which needs to be renamed. Eventually, at some point, perhaps.
Farmer Giles's farm.
Farmer Giles' cooperative.
Cooperative fruit farm.
I mean, as I said, it's cosmetic because you can have that or just a greenhouse. If you don't actually want any crops there, you just go greenhouse and you just get a building.
So, do we need more fields to make it work? Or?
Yes, to make this work properly, all we're doing is we're just outputting at the moment, so it's fine. And we're not actually making any money. This is costing us at the moment.
Right.
So we need to get to level 2. To do anything, we need to get to level 2. To get to level 2, we just need to produce units. Okay, well, that'll happen over time.
Each field.
But we need
About 180 units.
We need
3 fields.
workers. It's not production per something. It's just total production. It doesn't care. This, arbitrary. You ignore that. This is the one.
So you still need 3 fields.
I have workers.
I
I have 70 workers. I assume this can hold 50. There's 60, 70. So I need the total workers to go up to 150.
You're going to need a lot more fields.
Yeah. I need a lot more fields. So we go in and we go. I love the fact that it's rubbish and industry.
Yes.
Small animal pasture. Well, that would consume some of the crops and turn it into something else. We will need that for an end product, but we'll look into that when we actually hit level 2. So we have a nice, good base of production. So have a good crop production, then start converting some of that crop into other things like animal goods and
Apple pie.
mid-stage products like flour, which can then be turned into can be passed on to the bakery to produce end goods,
Which makes more money.
Sorry, what was that? I don't care. Okay. Somebody talking about the
Smoke detectors.
smoke detectors and how it was a good thing. Has that turned into? Oh! Excuse me.
They're not using the other lane, are they?
Excuse me. Shoo! Traffic light? No, there are no traffic lights there. Oh no. No, you foul beings!
They're parking there.
You're parking outside. No. No. You can park down there.
No.
No parking.
No.
No parking. It's a fucking access road, you weirdos. No. No parking.
Yeah, you have to actually click on the letter, don't you?
There. No parking. No parking allowed on this road. It's an access road, you knobs. There we go. Right, I fixed it. I think because that's connected up to there, they can literally just walk through there if they wanted to, but I mean they can cross over there. Really, did you just pull out your pocket car? Come out of this house, pull out your pocket car just to drive up to here? Excuse me, you people in this place and their fancy pocket cars. Oh, I can't be bothered to walk over there.
There goes another one. What? Yes. Another one just come out of the second.
Come out of there and they're just going to go, oh, I can't be bothered to walk over there. Which is relatively simple to do. See? They can there's plenty of crossing points here. But they won't do it. They'll just pull out their pocket cars and drive over like some lazy little shiteling.
Can't say too much. I'd drive that distance to work.
Yeah, I don't think their knees have budged.
True.
Right, let's have a look on here. We've got, oh, that's literally just telling me that's 50. That holds 50 workers. That holds. There are other buildings I can put in and around here to increase efficiency.
Ah. Yes.
But there's also going to be a processing building here, so it's not really going to be much in the way of space. In theory, what may eventually happen is these fields have to be moved back to here, and this room starts getting taken over with processing. Instead. But I mean, that'll be. I can just relocate it. It's fine. At that point, I should be making enough money to just go, okay, I relocate. Or you just go, okay, I delete that and put in a medium-sized field.
Yes.
Because we'll have loads of room back there.
They're screaming for...
Are they? Oh, there's a high demand for residential again.
Right, water.
Oh, I'd rather put down the road first.
Okay, put the road in then.
Straight line, please. About there, wasn't it? Straight line.
If you come near the motorway...
I know why I've had this problem. There we go. That's why we've been having funny angles all the time.
Have you got enough to put a grid in the end of there?
So close to the industrial? With the pollution?
No, don't bother.
There was a reason why we weren't going close to that tree line, remember?
Yes.
This is as close as we wanted to get.
Yep. You can hook it up a little bit, give it a bit more room.
If I do that to there.
About your limit, isn't it?
We're looking at... Yeah, because it kind of eases off at the top there, doesn't it? So
yes.
About there.
About there.
Got a few more buildings.
Gets you 4 more buildings.
Right. Flip that back to there. Turn that off.
Water.
Take the batter. Pour that into there.
That covers all of it. That covers all of it as well.
Yeah, it cost me less.
Yes.
How much is one of these? Oh, they're not that bad. Okay. Well, eventually I'd love to get one of those, but...
Where was the other one?
There's the other one.
Oh, there's the other one.
We'll just put it in there. Unless we actually go and stick it somewhere completely separate. Oh, it makes noise, but hey, somewhere like down here?
We'll stick it down there and then just run into that corner, I take it.
I know it's. I could just put it there, but it is actually sucking up the groundwater. So,
yes.
Do we really want them on top of each other, sucking up the same groundwater?
No, we'll let it down there, sucking up brackish salt water.
Num 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 num. Shh. They don't need to know that.
Just go a little bit further away from the coast.
Out there.
Yeah.
Well, it's also. Oh wait. That is not going to be affected by noise.
Nope. Is that the school?
That's a medical clinic.
Clinic. Oh yeah. They can have.
They make noise in their own right.
I say if it's a skull, they produce a bloody noise. That'll do.
There we go, because both of those are service buildings and they don't care. There we go. Done. Right, we've now got more water availability. Oh! We expanded and I didn't check. Good job we checked.
Oh yeah.
It's a good job. I remembered. I bet you there's somebody frantically typing in the comments like, "You forgot to adjust your budgets again." I was like, ha 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 ha. Should have waited until the last few minutes.
No. Right, Lecky.
Let's go back to 100. I think we could probably... All that does is just affect the vehicles as far as I know. Eventually I will actually have to put these back to normal.
Yeah, eventually, when we get some more money coming in.
When we got a decent inflow of money. But yeah, pulling the Lecky up to max, probably a good idea. It didn't put much of a dent in. And now we're making tons. Gone back to making tons.
Because we had the spare capacity.
Because we got that thing sitting there, which will only be replaced by one of the I think it's the geothermal we were planning to replace it with.
I think so.
I'm not sure when that gets unlocked. Excuse me, sir, when do you get unlocked? Oh, about 1,000 population time. That'll replace that. Even though that is actually producing 40. And that produces 80.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Did we zone the rest of Briarwood Heights?
Yeah, all of it. Briarwood Heights goes all the way around here.
No, have we zoned it?
Sure. Yes. You zoned it.
Of course we'd zoned it. Yeah, I thought.
Yes.
High demand, nothing's happening.
We zoned it. I don't know. I don't know what you were talking about. What? See, zoning it, perfectly fine. We will need to look into getting another.
We are going to definitely need another block.
We're going to need to take this.
Yes, and they're about $5,000 each, aren't they? Something like that.
5.2, which we can afford.
Yes.
Do I? I mean, the only other alternative is to go north.
What does north get us?
Apparently, suitable building area is 66.
Bigger area. Does it have...
Can I move? I can't move the camera. You can't move the camera in this mode. Pause. It doesn't really give miss.
Ah, there's another junction up there as well.
There is another junction up there. But it'll be outside of the tile. Note this line. It'll be just outside.
Buggeration, isn't it? So
It says 66, but I'm not sure.
It's because of that area there.
That's true.
Doesn't give us as much.
Doesn't give us as much, but it has.
Is there a junction there?
Junction?
No. We'd have to
put in both junctions. Because the only nearest junction is all the way up here.
Which is what? 1, 2, 3 tiles away.
Yeah, 2 to 3 tiles away. Yeah. So no. So if we take that one, yes, we already have a good link. We can just use the motorway and just connect into there. Maybe a little bit something there. And a massive one over here. Considering all of this fits into this space, we can fit exactly what we've got in there.
Where does that little road go that goes round the promontory?
This one.
Down in that. Can you zoom in?
To a certain extent.
What happens to the road?
It just sort of stops.
It just sort of stops.
Which is why I've said we're basically just going to ignore the damn thing. I can't delete them because I don't have access to them, but I mean, I'd be inclined to just delete this road up to here and just have that flare in.
And then just sweep
just
that
redo
road.
That and just flare that straight into that road.
So we'd be basically starting a completely new, almost like starting a new city. On that tile.
Yeah, but it would still be connected to this one via the motorway.
Oh yes.
But yes, in essence, it is starting from scratch. We're out of time.
We're out of time. Yes.
So you know what? We'll make that decision next time.
Next time.
Haha, I'll make that decision before we start and we just say, look, we bought it, or no, we didn't. We decided, actually, we do need the residential space. That's the point.
Yes, that's
so basically, it's almost a foregone conclusion that will be purchased before next episode.
Yes.
And the junction may very well have already been put in.
Yep, and turned into a going to be residential.
That's going to be a residential.
We've probably got enough.
Some of the stuff in here would be what you'd convert into
the
like
issue
higher density.
Might be connecting things like water and power. As you can put your pylons over the mountain.
Yeah.
JC's nodding his head saying yes you can.
Yeah.
And you can put water pipes through the mountain.
Yep. Does that prove it? And the water will just go straight through. Water gives zero cares.
Zero poo. Yep.
And the number of shits that the utility connectors take is none. They give 0 shits.
They're not bothered whether they're digging down the middle of the road or going through a mountain.
They probably prefer to go down the middle of a road, but
yeah.
You know what? Let's go for a different angle. I've always gone for the same angle.
Go for this angle.
Yeah. We'll have a snazzy angle. Look, right down here. Look at this. I don't know why they glow like that, but hey. You've got this smoggy nastiness, which will eventually be sort of shifted away from.
Done away from.
Because I think this also counts for the industry demand, so I would have to literally start deleting parts of this to fund the people into this.
Yep.
Which is good, because that'll reduce...
The industry area can, once we get all the tiles, can go down by the docks.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yep.
So, there you go, with a nice
panoramic view.
Let's shift. You can see some fuzzy stuff in the background.
That will be for a future episode.
As it goes along, down reaches round the corner and goes all fuzzy. That's their settings for this, but hey. So, on that note, thank you for watching. Until next time, this is JC and Chipmunk out.
Bye for now.